Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video, or live should I say. And I've just been realising that's put me completely off. I haven't turned my lights on. Let me just find my mouse. There we go. What I do is I've got it all set up, all programmed. So I'm going to change my focus mode to recording. What that does is it turns the lights on for me, he says. Yep, there they go. Turns all my notifications off, so we shouldn't have to worry about seeing any notifications. And it pops up Audacity, because normally I use this when I'm recording. So let me hide that Audacity window. How are we all doing anyway? There was a little bit of technical details there you didn't really need to know, but never mind. How are we all doing today? Awesome to have you here with me. Looking forward to another really good live today. Let's start, as we normally do, with the weather report. Let me pull up the right window. There we go. So over here, just south of Perth, it's 24 Celsius. That's 75.2 Fahrenheit. High today, meant to be about 32, I think it was when I looked earlier on. It's about 90 Fahrenheit, which is nice. I like that type of weather. It's just about right. Had another few stonker of days there, so we have had a little bit of heat. Always nice to have heat as well. Let me get this out of the way so I can see the comments, then we'll quickly jump into the comments. So up we go. So we start with David. Hello from Austin, Texas, where it's absolutely stunning, beautiful, 69 Fahrenheit, 20.5. Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? I mean, it was 21 when I got up this morning. Oh, it was nice. You know, it's not overly cold. What I'm going to just do, it's still warm enough that I need to have my fan on. I've just turned it off, so you may see me start to sweat. I might need to turn it on if that happens. Lady Beaver, hello from Adelaide, Australia, where it's currently 33 Celsius with a max of 40 today. Yeah, we had a 40-degree day during the week. And it also happened to be another day when I had to drive to Fremantle. So 45 minutes each way and 40 degrees heat, not fun. Especially as well, the car park wasn't a covered car park, so the car was sat out in that blazing sun for about an hour while I was at the appointment. Jim, hello from Harper's Ferry, where it's 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. Oh, that's cold. Today's mug, by the way, we got Star Wars, we got the original Star Wars A New Hope, and my customary peppermint tea. Tom, greetings from Northridge, California. Welcome to you, Tom. Ted, hello from Seattle. Hi, Ted. Alia Rose, hi from Pennsylvania. Welcome to you, Alia Rose. We've got Steve, cold and snowy in Utah today. I bet it is. Oh, I don't regret ever moving away from the cold. David, to Alia Rose, hi. David to Tom, hello. Alia Rose, hi back to David. Andreas, g'day. A beautiful day in Brisbane today. On our way to 31 Celsius, but overcast and humid. Yeah, I made a comment on Fountain Pen Australia's Discord during the week. Somebody had put on, from the other side of Perth, the temperature there, I think they said it, where they were, I think it hit 43.4, I think it was, something like that. But I did look, and we were running at 36% humidity, and it actually, although it was hot, it felt nice. Whereas last week, we're having roughly the same temperatures. But the humidity, when I checked it last week, was like 82%. And it's that humidity which makes the difference. It really is a killer. Take away the humidity, and it's usually not too bad. It's livable. Tom, hi, David. We've got Ricardo, good morning, from cold 0 degrees London. Welcome to you, Ricardo. David, to Lady Beaver, hi there. And then David to Ricardo, hello. Tony, hi all from Wiltshire over in the UK. I'm just making a note of this. I'm going to come back to you in a second with why I'm doing it. David, to Andreas, hey there. Lady Beaver, hi everyone. And then we've got David, Tony, how are you? Ricardo, hi to David. Tony been busy making a couple of pens. Tony does some wood turning, and he sent me some, on Facebook, he sent some pictures of some pens he's been working on. Absolutely stunning, really look nice. Annie Rose, 16 degrees Fahrenheit here, so that'll be some negative Celsius. Andreas, hi to David. Let me just do one more refresh. So let's jump into today's topic. So what have I got for you today? Oh, sorry, my nose is going already. So at the start of the year, you saw that I did my reviews of these two. These are Kinbar notepads. We've got the A5 and we've got the weekly or weeks size one. And I just thought I'd really talk about how I'm getting on with them, and if anybody's got suggestions of what I can do, maybe to help with my usage, very much appreciate it. I've got these really good things here. This is just kitchen roll. You're welcome. Oh, thank you, Siri. I don't know why she does that. I'll just use kitchen roll as a blotter. I do have some proper blotting paper. This is just easier to use, I've got to be honest with this. So looking at this, we'll start at the front. So what I've been doing each day is writing in there the pen of the day and the ink that I've been using. I've also, because it was the first month, I had a couple of things that I needed to do differently. So here I've got some pens that I was using because I screwed up a little bit. And over on this side, this is the pen and the ink that I use for my titles on most of my videos. So you'll see that on today's title. The idea is just so I've got a record there, and I thought it was a nice visual way. I do the same in the other one. We'll look at that in a second. One thing I'm finding with this, the grids, because they're so small, I do struggle sometimes to get the details in there. So let me jump forward. Making sure there's nothing in here that I don't want to show you. So next we've got here, this is where it goes to the weeklies. Let's go to the previous one. So at the top, what I do is I put the pen of the week and the ink of the week. Again, just so I've got a record. I can't get it to fit on that small page. Then under here, each day I'm putting down a theme for what my main thing is I want to get done that day. Like it might be recording, edit, scripting. I also put in there where I've got any appointments. And then on the other side, at the end of the day, I just summarise what I think has happened. One of the things I'm going to use this for, if things don't go as I expect, I'm going to make a note here. And then further on back, in them just normal pages, I'm going to use that to document what it was that went wrong and what I did to fix it. So it's like a lessons learned type thing. And then the other thing I'm using this for, so I'm jumping back to where we've just got the normal type pages. I'm using this as a pens in use log. So I've got January's here, I've got February's here, which have just started. So here I'm doing my pens in use. You can see I'm also putting the scores when I've scored them at the end of the month. And here, we've got this week's pens, and you can see that it's got one extra because one pen ran out yesterday. I'll talk about that when we come to it. So I brought in another one. I thought this is a way, try and keep an idea in this one place of what pens I'm using. So that's the weeks. Let me pop that to the side. Then the next one is the A5 one. This has got normal plotting paper, and I've got these lovely bookmarks. I do have some nicer looking stickers, but it's functional. That's all I'm after. So at the first page where I've got it's like a month view. So I've got January, February, March, April. What I'm doing here is these are various stats that I'm keeping during the day, or for each day. So what I'm recording is how many hours sleep I get. Did I read or not? Did I have any alcohol? So where I've got a W, that I had a bottle of wine. Looks like I'm drinking once a week. The C is the number of cups of coffee that I had that day. And then the Q, that's something I added in about the third or fourth day of the month. Because I've got the room, I thought, well, with the Q, what I'm doing is I'm tracking the quality of my sleep. So I'm giving it a score between 1 and 5 for how I think my sleep went that night. And as I said, I've got some blotting paper there. Jumping forward, so then we've got that same monthly grid here where I'm doing the same, but with a little bit more room. What I'm also doing here, because this first one is blank, that's where I'm putting my pen of the week. So this is one single visual view of essentially all my main pens. And then somewhere, where was it? Here we are. And here, that's where I'm putting that titles pen. So again, keeping it all together. And I really like the look of this. And although you can't really see much in this light, it's nice to be able to see the way that the inks are behaving. Let's jump forward. So the next section, this is my goals. So for quarter one, I've got do things that add value. I still have to come up with my monthly goal. So the idea is I work for a monthly goal which contributes to the quarterly goal, which will contribute to the overall theme for the year. Next pages, I'm not going to show you one that's filled in. This is my journal pages. There we go. And as I say, I leave them empty, but what I do is each day I go in and I write a full page, what was going on the previous day, how things made me feel, if things were going bad, why do I think they were going bad, stuff like that. The start of each of these, let me try and, I know I've got paper going all over, I don't want to show you my journal pages if I can avoid it. So at the start of each month, I'm listing again the pens I'm using that month. So there they are. And then near the back where we get to the normal full pages, what I'm doing here is listing all the pens that I inked up. Not worrying about dates, I've got that all in my pen list app. But what I'm just putting here is, you know, writing with them so I can see how they're going. I've got loads of pens inked up so far. That's because I'm doing a whole series of top fives. So that's how I'm doing the Kinball. So back to the comments. So thanks to Tony, thanks Gary, thank you for that, Tony. I would love seeing the pictures. Tony, hey Ricardo, didn't spot you on the chat. Ricardo, hi Tony. David, Gary, have you ever considered having guests come up on the show? You could interview Marilyn on inks or Tony about his pen creations, etc. Just a thought. Yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. What I'd have to do is it's working out the logistics. I think once I've got Discord up and running properly and get the video and the voice channels working on Discord for me, then I think that's when I'll be able to do that because it'll be fairly easy. At the moment, the issue is how to get people onto the chat. Technically, I can do it. It's easy, no BS. Well, obviously a little bit of tweaking. But it's how to, do I use, I'm very much in the Apple ecosystem, so do we use FaceTime? We've got a funny message just come up. Oh, well, I'll ignore that. Always the best thing to do, ignore the messages. I remember somebody years and years ago said to me, what would you do if you're driving down the motorway and your car starts making a funny noise? And I said, well, I don't know. And this bloke said to me, you turn the radio up. You just ignore it for now. So it's really the communication channel. If it's Apple to Apple, quite happy to use FaceTime. If it's Apple to Windows or Linux, or even a mobile device, would have to look at, maybe using Discord. So that's something, I'm certainly interested in doing it. It's just really getting all the logistics in place. Wendy Sue, hi friends, welcome to you, Wendy Sue. Ali Rose saying hi there to Wendy Sue, and Ricardo and David. And then we've got some hellos, a hello back there from Wendy Sue, and Ricardo to David about having the guests looks like a good idea. Yep, I will keep an eye on that. Let me make a note. Sorry, I know, they're very interesting watching me just sit here and write. Guests on live stream, how, tech, etc. I shall have a think on that one. Let me refresh the page again. Wendy Sue try StreamYard. Yeah, I have looked at all of those. They're just too expensive. OBS is free, and the actual fetching into OBS is the easy part. It's, as I say, it's connecting it up to the other people. I know it's going to be easy enough to do. It's just trying to work out, as I say, because of all the different platforms that people may be on, it'd be nice to have which is just easy. Which is why I'm thinking in the end it'll be Discord. I just need to put the time in, and by the time, chance that'll be an hour or so to get that set up. David, StreamYard and most other platforms have a direct feature where people can log in and join directly to the broadcast. I say, yeah, I've looked at StreamYard, but the free level, I wouldn't be able to do nowhere near as much as I'm doing here. So I wouldn't be able to switch with my iPad like I do here easily. I can only have one camera, so that means I'd have to mess around with the camera setup. Don't know how, but I've managed to not want my overhead camera there. I've just reset that up. This is something I got ages ago. It's a little tiny spirit level, so whenever I'm recording I put this on top of the holder for the iPhone to make sure it's level. Problem is you can't guarantee the phone will still be level, but it's as close as I can get. Yeah, so I did look at StreamYard, but it was just too limited. But yeah, I don't think technology-wise it's going to be difficult. Yeah, so I've just been from David saying about the free version. I looked at StreamYard and I looked at a couple of other ones. I know it's the one that Hemingway Jones has problems with. I looked at that one, and there was another one. But they were all very, very limited. And then if you, the cheapest level was something like $50 or $60, and I thought, for once a week, is it worth that amount of money? I know, tight ass Garry again. So that's all the comments. So I'm going to jump back over to Safari. So one of the things, I did put a community thing out during the week on the YouTube community thing. So this is the website I'm working on. Still working on it. Getting closer. One of the things I don't like here, this is showing the latest videos from YouTube, but it doesn't update automatically. So to get this to update, I have to go into the website and publish. All I need to do is hit publish, and it updates it. So I'm a bit disappointed with that. What I'll do is I will look at and see if I can find a different plugin. I also don't like how big it is. I'd like it a little bit smaller. So I'll say I've got things to look at. But on there, the first thing I'm going to show you, we've got the vote up for the pens in use for February. So there's the starting options there. So you can go ahead over there and vote for the winning pen that you'd like to see win. And the other thing, which is what I wanted to ask people about, is I've now put this one here, Live Map Viewer. Put a little bit of blurb. So what I'm trying to do is show where, just visually, roughly where people are coming from to watch the videos, especially the lives. And so I thought, right, so I've been thinking about it. So what I've done is I've found a way to embed a Google map, and into that I can then embed locations. So I'm leaving it at really starting out with this zoom view. And then what I'm going to do is, if I zoom in, I've only got me on there at the moment. Zooming in, zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. There you go. So that's the suburb that I'm living in. I'm quite happy to share the suburb details. Obviously, I'm not going to put street names or anything like that, but just the suburbs. And so what I was thinking is, would other people be willing to share their location? I'm not going to put anything on here unless people have said yes, they're happy to share that location. When I put the location up, I'm not going to be putting any names to it, so it will not be associated with a particular person. And I'm quite happy either to just, if people want just to share the country, I'm quite happy with that. If they want to share the state within the country, happy with that. Or like I've done, if they're willing to share like a locale, also willing to do that. I'd say not going to put any names on it. The one thing I have said to myself, though, is unless somebody says to me they are happy for me to share that location, I'm not going to do it. So I know people put the locations in the chat, but that to me isn't permission for me to show that location. So it's something, if people are willing to do that, I'd absolutely love it. I think it'd be nice to get this idea of a map of where people are coming from. And then I'll try and remember every so often, to, for new people, to see if they're willing to share it. So let's go back to the camera. David, Restream is pretty inexpensive. 1995 US. Yeah, 1995 US is about 35, nearly $40 Aussie. But yeah, I am thinking about it. I just need to, I say it's just technology. Alia Rose, thank you very much, Alia Rose. Streaming platform donation, very much appreciated. Lady Beaver, that sounds fun. Yeah, hopefully it will be. Santa SI New York, NY, I'm guessing that's New York. Adia Rose, Pennsylvania is a large state. Good luck finding me by just that clue. Adia Rose, large state. Yeah, Google search might help there. So yeah, I'll say unless people give me explicit permission, I will not be putting their any details on. So let's refresh the comments once again. Tony, I'm fine. I'm fine with location sharing. Bradford on Avon. Bradford on Avon. Where are we? Bradford on Avon. Thank you for that, Tony. Spin It June. June in Michigan. Welcome to you, June. And then we've got Astral Blots. Hi, welcome to you. Let me do another quick refresh. Okay, let's head on to my next thing. My next thing is I've bit the bullet. After waiting all month to see if it would happen to reduce in price, I bit the bullet and I paid the full price for a Pelican M1000 in Renaissance Brown. Did that on Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember what day it was. So that's winging its way. I thought, well, seeing as I'm ordering that pen, which is a ridiculous, stupid amount of money, I ordered another pen. And unfortunately, Miss Marilyn Darling's not on here at the moment. It was one that Marilyn's recommended. I've ordered a Twisby Swipe. And I've ordered it with a medium nib because I've got broad, 1.1, fine, and extra fine in Twisby nibs. So I thought, let's go get a medium just to see how they compare. So that's, again, that's the winging the way to me. I'll tell you, it's so frustrating because since yesterday, it's been sat at the local distribution depot ready to be delivered. That depot is a mile from where I live, so about just under 2 kilometres, about a mile. So I know it's there, and yesterday we drove past it 3 times, and I was thinking, if I could just pull over, I could pick it up. So yeah, it's there waiting, so hopefully Monday or Tuesday that will arrive. I've scheduled a recording session for it, which will be a week on Wednesday. So that is hopefully going to happen. So yeah, just waiting and waiting and waiting. Back to the comments. Adia Rose, also I don't use my actual name, so yeah. I say it's well, not so much about, well, it is about privacy, but people should have the right not to have their location shared if they don't want to. Astral Blots, just wondering how a Monty Grappa medium 18K nib writes. To be honest, I can't actually comment on that because I don't have one. I don't even have any Monty Grappa pens at the moment. We've got Lady Beaver, sign me up. to the map. Adelaide, thank you for that. Ricardo put me down Leighton in London. So let me... Leighton, London. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to give in. I've had to put the fan back on. Starting to get a little bit sweaty here. Going down, June, it's okay to share my location. So that's June, Michigan. Thank you for that, June. David, Texas is a whole other country. Good luck finding me with one clue. Texas. Yeah, I will dig in. Astrobots, oh nice, yeah. Andreas, yay. Astroblots, I bought a Monte Grappa Venetia in turquoise celluloid. Wow, that sounds nice. I say I've not got any Monte Grappas. I do need to try and build up. I think Monte Grappa, that's another Italian brand. Lady Beaver, ooh, congratulations. Tony, the M1000, fantastic choice. My M800 is one of my top writers, medium nib. Yeah, I've ordered the broad nib in it, and I know that from what I've seen, Pelicans do tend to write a bit wet. Steve, you've got permission to show me Utah, Texas. Let me just take it, put it here. Not Utah, USA, not you. That was a bit of a slip there, wasn't it? Utah, Texas. Spin Knit June. I just got a Wingsung 601 this last week in dark red body. Inked up today with Diamine Writer's Blood. It's a nice writer. Yeah, I don't have the 601. I've got the 601A, I think it is, with a hooded nib. Beautiful writer. Most of my Wingsung ones are really good. Lady Beaver, good old Aussie Post strikes again, sitting there for days. Usually it's not too bad once it hits the local depot. Because it was coming from Sydney, that's what took the delay. It was just sent normal post, so it comes by train rather than by air. And what I've seen in the past is when it hits the Perth depot, so the train pulls in, that's where they often seem to sit. And I've had some things sit there for a week. We're really impressed with this because it was only a day, so yeah, looking forward to getting that in my hands. I will do a quick show off of it next week on the live. It won't be into them because I won't have done my first impressions. Ted put me down Seattle. Thank you, Ted. Wendy Sue, I'm in Denver, Colorado. Denver. Are you all right for me to share that, Wendy Sue? Colorado. Tony, to Ricardo, I guess we're the closest in the group. Yeah. And Ricardo, yep, bet we are. Yeah. We used to drive through Leighton when we used to go to visit my father-in-law in Norfolk. We lived in Mitcham, which is in the south. Well, it's actually in Surrey, but it's the south side of London. And we used to drive through central London because although you were to all the traffic, it was fairly quick to go through. And we used to drive through at something like 3 o'clock, about 6 o'clock in the morning. We used to leave very early on a Saturday morning, so it usually wasn't too bad. Andreas, I like broad nibs, but have two M1000s in medium, and they're really good. Wendy Sue, you bet. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've got the M200, which is the steel in a broad, and I like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what this is like. Let me do another refresh. My poor voice seems to be going. Right, and just bounce on over, and we'll go to the overhead camera before I lose my voice completely. My wife will be pleased if I do. She's often telling me that I have to shut up. So, slightly off kilter there. There we go. I've got, I don't know if anybody else, a blotter there. I've just got using it there as a paperweight because, as you can see, the wind is blowing now. I've got that desk fan on. So, pens I've been using this week. We started with the weekly pen, or the pen of the week. Yes, I haven't created any stingers for that. I will do. It's like everything else. It's having time, and it's been a bit of a busy week. Got a busy month coming up. So the first pen of the week. Pop that back on. That's annoying me. This is the TWSBI Eco. Beautiful green colour. I think this was either the second or third pen that I bought when I got back into fountain pens. In here, I've got a 1-point stub nib. So we've got the TWSBI Eco with a 1.1 stub. Price wise, you're looking about 59 Aussie dollars, and the ink is by Diamine, and it's merry and bright. Beautiful ink this. It's a chameleon ink. Oh no, sorry, it's a shimmer ink. I did have a problem during the week where the pen stopped writing. What I ended up having to do was I pulled out the nib and feed, and then I gave them a good clean just under the tap, under cold running water. Popped them back in, not had an issue since then, so I think the shimmer may have somehow got blocked there in the feed. It's not a problem because it's easy enough to pull them out and do that. Up next, we've got the Opus 88 Omar. This is a bit of a chunky boy. Really nice. I love this green. Nice shape, nice, pardon me. Nice size. This one is an eyedropper, so you unscrew the section to fill the body. And there we've got that Opus 88 nib, I believe made by Yoho. So we've got an Opus 88 Omar. I keep wanting to put Coloro, but it's not, it's the Omar. And it's broad. Series just kicked off again. Price wise, you're looking at roughly 176 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine, and it's pine needle. This is such a glorious nib on this. You hardly feel like you're writing. It's not got any feedback at all, to be honest. There's no like scratchiness, which is what I actually like, a little bit of tactileness. But there's none of that icy feel that I often get with really smooth nibs. It just seems to be perfect. It just writes. You don't feel next to nothing when you're writing. A very nice pen. Next pen I won't write with because it's out of ink. This is the Conklin All-American. This was inked up with Colorverse Milky Way, which is a shimmer ink. Absolutely love it. I think of the Colorvent inks, it's my favourite. It's a cartridge converter, as you can see there, completely empty. Ran out yesterday when I was doing my quotes, so I had to swap pens for the last two of the quotes. Nice fit in the hand. I do like the dark colour here on the nib. Really fetches that out. It's another nib, I believe, made by Yoho, this time for Conklin. The reason I haven't refilled it, I was very tempted, but it's a use me up month. So the whole idea is I'm meant to be using up pens and not refilling them. So I had to bite the bullet and pop that into the clean out jar. Up next, by the way, that All-American, you're looking roughly 194 Aussie dollars. Next up, we've got the Pilot Custom 823. I think it's a pen that most people are aware of. I love this vacuum filling pen. Got about a third of the barrel still got ink in it. 14 karat gold nib. Stunning pen to use, stunning pen to write with, and it looks very professional. So we got here a Pilot Custom 823. So we've got a broad, and it's 14 karat gold. Price wise, you're looking roughly 560 Aussie dollars. Although when I was pricing this, I've seen it in some places quite a lot cheaper. But I was a bit dubious because it seemed to be too cheap. I mean, one of them was roughly half the price. So what I've done is, I can't remember if it was either Pulp Addiction or it was Cult Pens where I went and got this price from. The ink is by Colorverse Sailing Stones. Lovely colour ink, loads of shading coming through with this ink. The paper I'm using for my quotes, which is the one which came in the planner that I was given, that Star Wars one, because it's quite a dark grey colour, it doesn't show up as well on there, but on my Irrefill paper shows up really well, absolutely lovely. And on this MD cotton pad, again showing up quite nice. So that's the Pilot Custom 823. Next up, we've got the Canwright Heritage in green swirl. Another nice pen. Piston filler, but the piston is hidden away behind this blind cap, which I think is a nice touch. I'm agitating it because I've got a Starbright ink in here. Not that there's a lot of ink, so as soon as I finished this today, this is going to be going in the clean out pot again as well. So hopefully we'll write. So we've got the Canwright Heritage with a double broad nib. Price wise, we're looking approximately 42 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine and it's Noble Fur. Another nice colour ink, nice green colour there, and because it's Starbright, as it dries we've got masses of that silver shimmer coming through. So that one, clean out pot. 2 to clean out already, and we're only really a week into the actual month. Next up, we've got the Mahjong P139. I forgot this name for a minute. I was going to say Asvine for a second there. Beautiful with this nice colour, these nice sparkles. Now there is an orange version of this. I've actually taken the orange version, put it on the list of the ones of suggested pens for my wife for the next My Inky Countdown, or the next ink event period, which will be obviously December. On there I've put down the P139 in orange, but with a number 8 nib. So I don't know if I'll get that or not, so we have to wait a year to see what happens. There we go, got a number 6 nib on here, and it's a slightly bent nib, so a bit like a Fude nib. So we've got here a Mahjong P139. I think it said it was Fude. Price wise, you're looking approximately 77 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine, and it's all the best. This is a shimmer and a sheen ink. Very nice. I'm really enjoying using this pen. Then last but not least, we've got the Narwhal Schoolkill. This is in Chromis Teal. I love all the Narwhal pens I've got. I've got about 5, I think. It's either 4 or 5. No, it's not. It's more than that. I've got 2 Schoolkills, 2 Key West, 6, because I've got 2... what's the name of the model? Nautiluses, Nautili, whatever it is. Really like them. I haven't bought a Narwhal pen for a while, mainly because I haven't really seen one which really grabs me in terms of the colouring. But not to say that I won't get one again. It's got to be, just that right sort of colouring for me. So we've got here a Narwhal Schoolkill with a medium nib. Price wise, you're looking roughly 102 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Colourverse and Aquarius Whispers. I did have a problem with this on the day I was using it, but it also happened to be the hottest day of the week, so I'm putting it down to actually the heat just drying up the feed a bit. Other than that, I have no problems. I mean, with the issue, I just had to shake it a couple of times. It started writing again, and then we were fine, had no issues since then. So I say I'm putting it down to the heat. So that's a Narwhal Schoolkill. Now let's head on back over to the camera. Oh, bouncy, bouncy. And have we got any comments coming? Aries, hello Garry, welcome to you. I love that font, that looks really good. Let's refresh. So no comments at the moment. Let's look at my watch. I'll shock the wife, I think, by being early. Let's head over to the presentation. Let me just pull that up. Start it playing. So last week's videos. Monday was my Australia Day summary of my Australian handmade pens. So there was 7 of them there. I do have another one since I recorded that, so I'm now up to I think it's 8 now, and then the 2 kit pens as well. So slowly building up my Australian collection. Do intend to get some more this year, although this year my focus at the moment I'm planning to be on trying to build up the number of Indian pens I've got. I want to try and explore Indian pens a little bit more. Wednesday we had my pens in use wrap up for January, and that was the first one where I was able to share the scores that you'd all put on the website when you went and voted, and it was quite surprising how close they were. I think there was only 2 where there was a slight disagreement in the ranking. Sorry, just trying to lubricate my throat to keep me going. Friday, that was the introduction to this month's pens in use. And as I said, it's already a use me up month. So the idea is reducing the number of inked pens that I've got. And we've already reduced them by 2. Saturday, that was a members only Ask Me Anything. Now, I will say now, this is just advanced. My Zoom call for this month was planned for the 15th of February. I'm going to have to change that. I'm moving it to the 22nd. Reason for that is on Friday the 14th, I'm going to have minor surgery to get rid of the cataract in my right eye. And then I have to go back to the hospital on the Saturday to have it checked. So obviously, I doubt that I'll be have the time to do a Zoom call and get to the hospital in time. So I just thought I'll delay it by a week. Which means that in 2 weeks' time, when we're doing this, I should be able to see. Or see better than I can. I should be able to read a lot of these things a lot easier. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So next week's videos. So tomorrow, my time, Monday, we've got a fountain pen showdown. What I'm looking at here is 2 big boys from Jinhao, the 9019 and the X159. Recorded this video ages ago. I think it was actually back, I want to say September, might have been October. So that's been there waiting to be put out for a while. Wednesday, I'm doing our first impressions of 2 of the My Inky Countdown pens. These were duckbill pens. One's got a 1.1 stub on it, the other one's got a 2.5. And I've got to be honest, I think they were about $3.80, something like that each. Very, very nice. And I'm looking forward, once my Parsons Essential has run out of ink, which is what I'm using for titles, I'm looking forward to using them for titles over the next few months. And then Friday, we've got an ink comparison. I'm looking at 2 green inks from Diamine. My books. So we've got Making Money by Terry Pratchett. I finished that one. A nice, good, fun one. Oh, sorry. Really enjoyable. It was, about... I don't know how best to describe it. I think they were trying to touch a little bit on economic theory and stuff like that. Really good, really fun. And then I started reading Terry Pratchett's Unseen Academicals. Oh wow, that's a mouthful, that word. So this is a wizard novel, and it's also a football novel. So, as they call it, foot the ball. Got to be careful how you say that, because it could come out very, very differently if you messed up that first word. Yeah, it's all right. It's enjoyable. I like the wizard ones. I do like the 2 of the new characters that they brought in. One of them is Mr. Nut, who's a goblin, and the other one is Gladys, who is one of the cooks at the university. I'm really enjoying them. I think they're good characters. So I'm hoping we see some more of those in any future books. Once I finish Unseen Academicals, I'm not sure what I'll be reading next. I do have the next Terry Goodkind book on hold with the library, but it's not available yet. So hopefully that will come available before I finish the Terry Pratchett one. If it doesn't, what I may do is read an Agatha Christie, because again, they're quick reads. It's been going on for about 5 years. I've been slowly working my way through all the Agatha Christie novels. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. So yeah, I may switch and read one of those, depending what's happening. But hopefully that Terry Goodkind book will become available. Let's go back to the camera. Let me close down this presentation. Close window. There we go. And then back into the comments. Andreas, can anyone suggest a nice Pilot cartridge compatible pen to go travelling with? I bought a lot of Irishizuku cartridges, then had second thoughts about taking my pens abroad, as they're all 500 plus and limited editions. Yeah, I can see some people have put Jinhao 10s. How about, I know, something like a Pilot Explorer or a Pilot Preppy? Not Pilot Preppy, Pilot Pereira, even the Pilot Metropolitan, something like that. Maybe even the Kakuna. There's a load of different models. Yes, I know they're all steel-nibbed, but might be worth. Alia Rose suggesting a Jinhao 10. And Aries with that beautiful font. I really like that. So also suggesting the Jinhao 10. Spin Knit June. I like my Pilot Pereira. Nice small pen. I use it posted for nice length. Yeah, I have to use my Pereira posted. Jim, there's the Explorer or the Pereira. So a lot of people suggesting very similar. Tony, have you used a Duke pen? They are a Chinese-German company. I have a Duke Pro and it's very well put together. I haven't. I shall make a note. Duke pen. Try out. I've added that to my list of things to action. So that'll go onto my list of things to buy. Spin Knit June. Yep, Pilot Kakuna, also a nice travel pen. Jim, one that's most recommended is the Metropolitan. And then Andreas, the Pilot Pereira, perhaps. Yeah, I know you can get some Chinese ones, but I know it's going to sound awful. I would stick with actual Pilot ones. Then you know you've got a better chance. Spin Knit June, I've got a Pereira in solid grey colour. And I'm set up to read the comment. It looks quite nice, easy to travel. So just handy. I've got the Metropolitan. This one's a red. I mean, there are different colours. There you go. I mean, this is a COM40 converter in there. It's nice and light. From memory, they're about 40 or 50 Aussie dollars, so they're not overly expensive. Let's refresh the comments again. Oops, there we go. Okay, so I'll come back to the comments once more in a second. So thank you all for your time today. It's a bit of a short one. I'll say I think the wife will be wondering what's happened, that I'm finished so early. Normally I get told off because I go for too long. Thank you all for your time. I absolutely love doing these. Well, as I say all the time. Please hit that thumbs up button every time you like. Every time you comment, helps with the YouTube algorithm. Memberships available. If you're able to help support the channel. Sorry. So there is a membership level. If you go to my YouTube channel page, there's a button on there. I think it says join, where you can join as a member. The money that comes from membership fees, that all goes towards buying new things for the channel. As an example, the 2 pens that I've got coming, sat a mile away, they were both bought by me saving up throughout the year from the money that comes in from membership, from YouTube ads, Really all helps me to get new stuff so we can keep the channel going with some interesting new items rather than me just using the same stuff all the time. Sorry about that. So yeah, please, if you're able to help, that's very much appreciated. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I don't know if you ought to say that. Back to the comments. So Tony, I'll do a Facebook message and photos read the Duke. Awesome, thanks for that. David, if you can find one, the Mont Blanc 147 is a great travel pen, uses cartridges and has a case that carries extras and carries an extra cartridge inside it. Awesome. Spin Knit June, I always like to see the ink colours you choose. Yeah, I like bright colours. You may have noticed. I mean, green's my favourite colour, but I like to have bright colours in my pens. I do have some which I will put a black ink in if I think I'm going somewhere where I definitely need a black. But even then, chances are I wouldn't use black. I'd use something like Diamine Earl Grey instead. But I think fountain pens and the inks you put in them, they're a way where you're expressing your personality. And I think that's one thing we should all be letting our personality flow. I know it's one thing. I know it sounds very negative, but like I'm going to say the education system. It's not just the education system. It's society as a whole. To me, wants to repress people's personality, want to repress people's individuality, and have people that are all following the same rules. Stuff that, well, I was about to say something else, but I think we should let our personality out. We shouldn't be trying to hide it all the time. So Gary gets off his soapbox. Steve, I recently got a Jinhao 80 and I'm surprised at how good it is. About 10 US dollars. Yeah, where's my it's in the case. It's a Jinhao 80. Andreas, thanks for the suggestions. Never thought of the Jinhao or Metropolitan. Jim, to David, I don't think Pilot cartridges work in the Mont Blanc. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Pilot are proprietary ones. Tony, I'm off travelling next week and we'll be taking a VAC Mini Twisby and a Narwhal VAC fill. Awesome. I do like my Narwhals. I think I may have mentioned that. I also like my Twisbys. Ricardo, gents and ladies, have a great weekend all. Spin Knit June. I always have to have one in blue because the bank here likes only blue ink. Yeah, but with blue isn't. Can you get away with turquoises and stuff like that with the bank, or does it have to be like that? What I know I shouldn't call it this, but it's what I always think of as a schoolboy blue. Let's do a refresh. Okay, that's all the comments. So yeah, bit of a short one today. So thank you all for your time. There will be another live stream next week. I should send you out. Normally Thursday my time is when, Friday my time is when I send out all the posts about it. So keep your eyes out for those. But same place, in fact, same bat time, same bat place, or same bat channel. I should watch some more Batman really. So thank you everybody. There's Tony. See you all next week. Thanks Gary for another great session. No, thank you all. If you weren't here, there'd be nothing for me to talk about. So thank you everybody. I'll leave the comments open whilst I play the outro, and I'll talk to you again soon.